Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond and a collab video with Andrea from Beauty with Andie and Naomi from Beauty Dreams by Naomi. I always stumble on that. Anyway, so we are using a palette that I have never used before, and it was one that I wasn't 100% sure whether I was going to get it because the top row is all very cool and the bottom row is very, very warm. So needless to say, I love the bottom row and Naomi loves the top. Now Andrea has she sort of jumps between both. So you'll already know from the thumbnail that the palette we're using is the ABH Carli Bybel palette. So it's such a pretty palette to look at, and those are the shades inside. So what we decided to do was a palette bingo, but rather than all using the same shades, we decided to generate numbers for each other. So I generated the numbers for Naomi, Naomi generated for Andie, and Andie generated for me. So the numbers I got, but not in these are in numerical order, not the order in which they were rolled. And funnily enough, I got 3, 4, 5, 10 and 12. So I am going to swatch the shades for you. So this is number 3 and it's called Mandala. Not sure how well it's going to show up, but it is a very soft sort of pinkish mauve shimmer. And then 4 is called Libra, and it reminds me very much of a sort of more bronzy shade. And then the third one I've got, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, is Jode. And to me, like many of you say, I am not very good at describing colors, but to me it's more like a metallic gunmetal grey. So that's the first 3 shades, and they all come obviously from the top row. So I'm just going to clean my fingers off. This is going to be a challenge for me because I don't normally mix cool and warm tones, but you know, I'm always up for a challenge. So shade number 10 is called Chai. So this is more my jam. So you can already see. And the number 10 is called Stev, I believe, S-T-E-V, and absolutely love this color. So I don't know what you think, but yeah, I think this is going to be difficult for me to do a look with. So but I'm going to give it a go. No promises how it's going to turn out, but as per usual, I'll speed through doing the look and I'll come back at the end of it. So let's get into it. anyway, so it ended up bit of a muddy mess, I think. But yeah, I wanted to add a little bit more color in just because it was looking a little bit dead. The mandala shade, yeah, is really pretty much nothing. I wanted the red on the lid just to have a little bit of depth on the lid for that mandala shade. But anyway, let's see how it all looks once I've finished it all off and, you know, do the mascara and all of that sort of stuff. So I'll jump off camera, I'll finish that up, and we'll come back and we'll just see how it turns out. Okay, I'm back, and yeah, look, in all honesty, the look's okay, but I have to say that I don't think that the palette bingo gods were kind to me today. If I had been able to maybe dip into a few other shades in the palette, I might have been able to do something with it, but as is, it's okay, it's not terrible, but I'm not in love with it. So, and that is just the challenge of palette bingo. So I think in the past I have actually been really lucky, and this is probably the look that I have struggled with the most. So I'll definitely be keen to check out the other ladies and see what color stories they got, because we organized this a while ago and I don't remember what numbers they got and what colors they got. So yeah, I'll be keen to see if they got a better color story, like a more cohesive color story than I did, or whether they have struggled just as much as I have. It's definitely a pretty palette. There's no two ways about it, just not in the combo that I got. So there was a whole heap of fallout. I'm going to hold it up and hopefully it doesn't go everywhere, but you can see in Chai there was a lot of fallout, and that's just typical of ABH palettes. Like I said, mandala did not wow me at all. I'm just going to pop the brush back out so it doesn't. So that was the first shade that I swatched there. Yeah, it was pretty much a nothing one, especially now that I am so spoiled with my Indie brand singles, the shimmers and metallics, multichromes, duochromes, you know, just blow these formulas out of the water. So funnily enough, when the numbers were first generated, I was loving the color story that I got because I pulled the wrong palette out. So yeah, Andrea said I should do a tutorial with those. I'd actually picked out the Jackie Aina palette by mistake, so maybe I'll do that. I'm not too sure, but yeah, as far as the lippy is concerned, I didn't pick it particularly because it was going to go with the look. It does go okay, but it gave me an opportunity to talk about it and clear something up, because in my last video, I'm not sure when this is going to go up, but so it was the last friend mail video that I did from Andrea and Lauren. There was this Menagerie Cosmetics lipstick in there, and I was a little bit confused about why it was in the package that Andrea had forwarded on to me, and it took me a while. I actually asked Lauren whether or not she had popped this in with the palette that she sent for me, and she said no, it definitely wasn't from her. And before Andrea could respond, because of the time zone difference, I started going through my Menagerie Cosmetics emails, because I was 100% sure I had not, oh, I shouldn't say 100%, but almost 100% sure I hadn't ordered it. And as it turns out, I hadn't ordered it. What had happened is when I got my Violet Ink palette, which, because Menagerie Cosmetics shipping to Australia is so phenomenally high, I got it sent to Andrea's, and the shade Mimic in that, I believe that's the shade that was broken, and I sent photos to the brand and they promised that they would send me a replacement. And I think there was some sort of illness or something. They shut down for a couple of weeks, and the owner had not forwarded it to me, and the parcel was sitting there, and Andrea ended up forwarding it on with the palette. She tried to repress the shade as best she could, yeah, and I just thought I'll just wait and see when the brand reopens, and I'll just get Andrea to forward the single to me with the next parcel. And yeah, so the owner was apologetic that she had not sent it yet. And when she sent me the replacement single to pop into the palette, she put this in with the package as well. Unfortunately, the replacement single also ended up broken, but I told Andrea she may as well just keep it, and she repressed it and she got to use it, and I've managed so far to keep my mimic shade together. So it ended up being a bonus for Andrea. She got a single, and I think we might have used that in one of our pan that sign palettes. Not sure. Let me know in the comments, Andrea, if that's right or not. Yeah, and I got a free lippy, and it's a really, really comfortable liquid lipstick formula. So I didn't put any liner or anything on with it, but yeah, it's quite a nice pink actually. So yeah, happy to have this in my collection. So anyway, so I would not classify this palette bingo as a complete and utter failure, but yeah, not my favorite look. So let me know what you guys think, if you would have done anything different with the colors that I got. Yeah, maybe I can try again. I don't know. But yeah, so let me know, and I will catch us all in the next